Somewhere on Earth, right now, people are eating a few thousand chocolate bars per second. It has been money, medicine, a war ration, and for most of its history, you weren't allowed any. Chocolate spent 4,000 years as a drink for god kings, and then, in about 1 century, became the cheapest happiness money can buy. So, today we go back 10,000 years, deep into the Amazon, and quietly lose one unremarkable little tree. Welcome to the IffyVerse. What if chocolate never existed? Start with the tree, because the tree is ridiculous. Theobroma cacao, literally food of the gods, grows only in a narrow belt around the equator, demands shade, sulks in wind, and can't even pollinate itself properly. The job falls to a fly the size of a pinhead. Every chocolate bar in history? Thank a mid. Humans met cacao in the Amazon about 10,000 years ago. But Mesoamerica made it a civilization. The Maya brewed it bitter and frothy. Spiced with chili, the Aztecs went further. Cacao beans became money. A turkey cost 100 beans. Counterfeiters filled empty shells with clay. It was the only currency you could drink, and people did, which is a very funny thing to do to your saving. In 1519, Spain met the bean. For most of a century, chocolate stayed a Spanish court secret, sweetened with sugar and cinnamon. Then theologians faced a crisis. Does drinking chocolate break a religious fast? The ruling, liquids don't, which established an important legal precedent. If it's delicious enough, humanity will find a loophole. By the 1690s, London had chocolate houses. And here's the fun contrast. We deleted coffee last episode. Coffee houses charged a penny and let anyone in. Chocolate cost a fortune, so chocolate houses went velvet. Aristocrats, politics, and spectacular gambling. White's began as a chocolate house and became the most exclusive club in England. Coffee built rooms that argued. Chocolate built rooms that bet. Then the elevator starts moving. 1828, a Dutch chemist, Coenraad van Houten, presses the fat out of the bean and gets cheap cocoa powder. 1847, the English firm Fry's pours the first eating bar. Chocolate stops being a drink for lords and starts being a snack for anyone with a coin. And the people selling it were unusual. Quakers, barred from English universities and politics, went into business instead and chose cocoa, deliberately, a warm drink to sell against gin. Fry, Cadbury, Rowntree. Cadbury built an entire model town for its workers. And Rowntree's chocolate money funded some of the first serious studies of poverty in Britain. Research that helped argue the early welfare state into existence. A candy company, accidentally X-raying a nation. Switzerland perfected the physics. Daniel Peter borrowed condensed milk from his neighbor, Henri Nestle, and made milk chocolate. Rodolphe Lindt invented conching and made it smooth. And cocoa butter has a party trick. It melts at almost exactly body temperature. Solid on the shelf, liquid on the tongue. Chocolate is engineered to disappear. Is asli jetty equals and physician fuss. Now place it on somebody to be foremost like chew. Then it enlisted. Milton Hershey built a whole Pennsylvania town on a 5-cent bar. In World War II, America shipped 3 billion ration bars, deliberately formulated to taste just better than a boiled potato so soldiers wouldn't snack them early. M&Ms were born so chocolate could survive a pocket. And during the Berlin airlift, one pilot became famous for parachuting candy to children. Chocolate has a service record. So let's swing the hammer. 10,000 years ago, deep in the Amazon, one fussy little tree quietly dies out. No witnesses, no memorial. One unremarkable extinction in a forest full of them. No bean, no bar, no empire of small joys. What breaks? Mesoamerica first. The ritual drink of kings never exists, and the bean money never jingles. Money finds a way. The Aztecs already used cotton cloth as currency, so the economy adapts. But the myths lose a flavor, the tribute lists lose a line, and Spanish galleons sail home one addiction lighter. Now the obvious objection? Sugar. The sweet tooth is completely safe. Candy still conquers the world. Boiled sweets? caramel, marzipan, licorice. What's missing is the crown jewel, the one treat with its own chemistry, a gentle buzz, and a melting point tuned to your tongue. In this timeline, the top of the dessert pyramid is vanilla. I'm as upset as you are. The industrial elevator still exists. Sugar rides it, but the flagship never boards. No Van Houten press, no fries bar, no 5-cent luxury. The idea that a poor kid and a duke can buy the exact same small perfect thing arrives late and arrives stickier. Mass-produced delight loses its best ambassador. The Quakers still do business. But without cocoa, the temperance drink against gin, their confectionery empires stay modest sugar shops. No Bourneville model village. And Roundtree's poverty studies, the chocolate-funded charts that shamed Parliament, get delayed or shrunk. Britain still builds a welfare state. It just argues longer, with worse data. Quiet hinge, that one. Switzerland keeps its watches and its banks, but Nestle stays a condensed milk shop. The world's biggest food company never assembles. Milton Hershey stays in caramel, and the town of Hershey, Pennsylvania, schools, stadium, street lamps shaped like sweets, simply never exists. Whole map dots, missing. West Africa changes most. In our timeline, colonial planters moved cacao to the Gold Coast, and cocoa became the backbone of Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire, at one point, financing the politics of independence itself. No cocoa belt, and those economies build on palm oil and rubber instead. Different money, different politics, different century, and the receipt will have a line about the children who worked those farms. The wars still happen. Nobody surrenders over dessert. But 3 billion morale bars become 3 billion fortified biscuits, which is the saddest sentence I've ever read. M&Ms never broker their truce between rival candy dynasties, and the candy bomber of Berlin drops chewing gum. The parachutes still work, the magic is thinner. Culture fills the gap with what it has. Valentine's Day runs on flowers and sugar hearts. The heart-shaped box has nothing to put in it. Japan's entire chocolate-giving etiquette never evolves. The chocolate chip cookie is a butterscotch cookie, and I am so sorry. Hot cocoa after snow is warm vanilla milk. Fine. It's fine. It's not fine. And the small stuff. The checkout aisle, the vending machine, the emergency drawer at work, all still there, just bigger. Dogs, statistically, are safer. Bakers lose their lava cake. The world doesn't starve in this timeline. It just tastes politer. Time for history's receipt. Aztec bean money, demonetized. The chocolate houses of London, never opened. Van Houten's press and fries bar, never pressed, never poured. Milk chocolate, never invented. Nestle stays milk. Hershey, Pennsylvania, unbuilt. 3 billion ration bars, replaced with biscuits. The M&M truce, never brokered. The candy bomber, downgraded to gum. The heart-shaped box, empty. Roundtree's poverty charts, unfunded. Children on cocoa farms, spared. The sweet tooth, tragically, finds other fields. Total due. 1 unpollinated flower, paid in vanilla. Here's the thing about chocolate. It never fed anyone. As calories go, it's a rounding error. But for 4,000 years, it kept proving the same point. The difference between surviving and living is small, affordable, and melts at body temperature. Kill the tree, and civilization walks on. It just walks with less to look forward to at 3 p.m. History doesn't only run on calories and conversation. It runs on treats, little rewards that keep the machine going. New sign on the post, 1 cacao pod for the shelf. The next timeline is already loading.